afternoon, good morning, good evening, everybody. It is Monday, November 3rd, and you know what that means. It is time for the High Risk Wrestling Recap. I am your host, Jeremy Pierce. You know you can check out the socials, Charismatic Creations on Facebook and YouTube, Charismatic_Creations52 on Instagram, and of course, the 215 on Twitter. And without further ado, let's get into the news. Well, we have the location for New Year's Smash. That is one of AEW's annual TV specials. It will be going down in Omaha, Nebraska at the Liberty First Credit Union Arena, going down Wednesday, December 31st. WWE is looking to lock down current tag team champion Dragon Lee. They want to put him under a long-term deal. They are still looking for, that next luchador to replace Rey Mysterio. They have tried many times. Maybe they have finally hit on Dragon Lee. Steve Macklin in TNA, I would say AEW, and his contract is up at the end of the year. He is the current international champion. They will do their best to try and sign him to a new deal. MLW is in talks for a new weekly television series. Where it will air, we don't know. But they're going through a little bit of a creative shift at the moment. They had a recent event in LA. We're going to see. We're going to see what works out for them, because they could be like the next rung behind, AEW, TNA, and the WWE. Devon Dudley finally named the WWE figure behind the racist remarks that he received, and is none other than good old JR. Now, no one has actually addressed this since Devon named JR. Maybe it was just known. Maybe it's not an issue anymore, but it's still happened, according to Devon. Tuco Scorpio's criminal trial has been pushed back to early 2026. Remember, he was arrested in June of 2024 after a violent confrontation outside of a Love's Travel shop. He was employed as a security guard there. We'll see what happens with the former ECW and WCW stars. Crazy that he's working as a security guard. Sherilyn Guerrero, one of the daughters of the late, great, legendary Eddie Guerrero, has started her own wrestling journey. She has joined the Reality of Wrestling Training School, which is owned and ran by none other than Booker T. So she will see what goes on with her career. She's got a lot to live up to, but she should forge her own path. Masha Slamovich was on the WWE's radar before the abuse allegations came out. And remember this, ladies and gentlemen, her former partner says he wants her career to continue. So we'll see what that. And it sounds like there's a path on for her to make her way back to TNA. Chelsea Green has confirmed that she has signed a new deal with the WWE. I mean, she's a star. She's great. As much as I would love to see her in AEW, mixing W a little bit more hardcore, taking her back to our Laurel Van Ness days and Lucha Underground, this is still great. She is a star. It makes magic with whatever. She has Leilani Kai, the legend herself, has signed a new Legends deal with the WWE. She's kind of been flying under the radar these last couple of years, so we'll see how that works out for her on the injury side of things. And ladies and gentlemen, we have a lot injuries. Stephanie Vicaria's status is still up in the air for Raw. We shall see what happens with her. Had a little bit of a leg injury from the previous week. Abdullah the Butcher is awake and recovering and is in positive health. This is a positive health update from his team. He is doing well and is going to make a recovery. Jinder Mahal underwent knee surgery and it was a success. We'll see what goes on with his in-ring career, but right now he's all about the recovery. Blue Demon Jr. is in stable condition after a major car accident he had down, I believe, in Mexico. He's just there being held up, and we'll get further updates on him. Thunder Rosa reveals that No, she was injured. She's working on getting back. She's just happy, healthy. She is still signed to AEW, and she's still working on her recovery, but she will be coming back. She also wants to bring back her Mission Pro Wrestling promotion. Ibushi gave us a new update on his injury. He is out of the hospital. He is walking. His recovery is going to take about 8 to 12 months, and that his body he's getting his body ready to return in 2 years. So hopefully this man can heal, because he's just had a lot of injuries. And some really upsetting news for me: Penelope Ford has a torn UCL, and that means she has to have Tommy John surgery. So that means she will not only miss the tag team tournament, she will also miss Blood and Guts. And she's one of the four mothers of hardcore wrestling in AEW, along with TJ, who will also be missing the tag team tournament and Blood and Guts. Hologram underwent successful knee surgery. He will be out indefinitely. He's supposed to start that storyline with El Clone, but the Clone is now part of the Don Callis family. And lastly, TNA Star was injured during a show in Germany. There'll be none other than Mustafa Ali. We don't know what the extent of his injury is. We have he just says no dates and no time will be missed, just extensive rehab, which is all good news. But that is the news, and we should be right back with the weekend review. All right, let's get into the weekend review. We start off with Monday Night Raw, how we always do. This was the go-home show for Saturday night's main event. This show gets a fist. We open up with Jay and CM Punk having their usual Raw opening promo. Jay just the crowd and saying everyone from Roman to Jimmy, everyone's mama had opinions on him, but he only listened to himself. Promised to beat Punk. Punk praised Jay's self-belief, but said he'll need to do more than just 4 letters. Backstage with the Judgment Day, there were tensions as JD and Finn are rightfully pissed at Dom for getting them into the tag team title match and choose not to help him in his Intercontinental Championship match. Dom thinks Adam Pearce is targeted, and Raquel mocked him for being a habitual cheater. Finn and JD ultimately distance themselves from Dom. Then we have the Intercontinental Championship match with Penta. With number 1 contenders match, Penta versus Rusev, and it was a fine match until it ended in a double DQ as El Grande Americano, they have names now, Bravo and Rayo attacked, causing a double DQ. Rusev fought them off, and Penta joined in the brawl to chase them all off. Backstage, LA Knight was with Jackie Redmond. She asked what's next for him after losing in the Battle Royal, and Knight vowed to do what he needs to do and promised to come after whoever wins the World Championship. We were still backstage with Paul Heyman and Braun Breaker. And Braun confronted Paul about missing the Battle Royal, and Heyman had to lay down the law like, listen, we're already on his bad side. We could be suspended without pay. Let's do the easy job. Instead of going through the Battle Royal, we could just go after the winner and the champion. Right. We made an Oscar tribute video. She has been in the WWE for 10 years. She is a GOAT. She is a legend. Backstage, Pierce was with Finn and JD, and he informed them that one of them will have to face Sheamus before they get any title matches, and JD McDonough stepped up and promised to rip Sheamus' head up. Then we had Nikki Bella versus Roxanne Perez in a good solid match. Ultimately, after Raquel got involved, Roxanne won with the pop rocks that she countered Nikki's Rack Attack 2.0. After the match, Stephanie Vaquera made the save as her and Nikki stepped up to Raquel Rodriguez. Backstage, we had a clip of Bayley's social media challenge getting the tag team title match. Asuka and Kairi stepped up, accused Lyra of taking the tag team title shot, and stepped up to also Charlotte and Alexa Bliss. Lyra wanted to know what was up. Like, yo, what happens if we lose? It was all convoluted. Jimmy confronted Jay about last week and said, yo, you didn't stick to the plan, and you know what, I see what you're doing now. No, you looking out for you and you're gonna get yours. Okay, all right. Then we have Braun versus LA Knight, and of course Braun Breaker won because LA Knight always loses. Braun won after some interference from Bronson Reed. Backstage, Dominic goes with Adam Pearce. Adam Pearce is like, listen, I know what you did, so here's what's going to happen. Triple threat match, Saturday night main event. Your title was on the line. See, Dom thought he was skating. Backstage again with Jimmy and Jay, and Jay told Jimmy, like, look, my brother, I still love you, but I got to focus on Punk. And they hugged it out, and the tensions are gone for now. And then we had Sheamus versus JD McDonough in a good match. Some people forget how good JD McDonough is. And he won after Finn hit Sheamus with a shillelagh, and JD hit a top rope Spanish fly. Backstage, Maxie Dupree was with Adam Pearce, and he, was ready to offer another championship match. And Maxine said no, she wanted to stay active, just train a little bit more, and she teased calling her friend ahead for some advice. Once again, we were backstage with Charlotte and Alexa, and the Kabuki Warriors stepped to the table and said, yo, we are coming for you. The Judgment Day ended up getting a tag team title match against Dragon Lee and AJ Styles. They accepted, and then the main event in a solid match, Charlotte and Alexa defeated Bayley and Lyra to retain the women's tag team championship. This was really good. I really enjoyed it. After the match, the Kabuki Warriors laid out everyone and stood tall. Over on Dynamite, this was Fright Night Dynamite, and this we're really starting the real build to full gear. The show gets a thumbs up. We opened up with Orange Cassidy and Darby Allin taking on Wheeler Yuta and Daniel Garcia in a fun match. I'm not sure if this was a tornado tag match. I don't remember. This was really good. It went shorter than what a usual opening Dynamite match goes, but ultimately Darby and Orange Cassidy won. Then we were backstage with Hook as he was coming into the building, and he promised to not only win that number one contenders match for later in the evening, but he promised to make sure Joe doesn't win. Then we had the Don Callis family backstage, and Callis claimed the family has never been stronger. He spotted the Young Bucks. It was like, look, I'm gonna help you out, okay? Go to the ring. I got you an entrance. And the Bucks come out and get their usual great entrance with the money and the pyro and the fire and all that jazz. They were taking on FTR, Jurassic Express, and JetSpeed. This was to crown a number one contender to face Bandido at Full Gear. This was a really great tag team match. Everybody got their moves involved. Their partners involved got their moves in. Ultimately, FTR won after they caught Kevin Knight in there with a shatter machine. Yeah. So they will be taking on Bandido, and that match is going to be bananas. Backstage, Hangman Page discussed Samoa Joe's betrayal and vowed to get revenge. Then we were in the ring with all the members of the Don Callis family. We had Callis, Okada, Fletcher, Archer, Alexander, El Clone, and Rocky Romero. Missing was obviously Takeshita. And Don Callis declared the family the largest faction in pro wrestling. They all swore their oath. Takeshita arrived late, and tensions rose between him and Okada. We're probably not going to get this match in Full Gear, even though I wanted that Full Gear. We're just too close to the Continental Classic. Okada flipped off Takeshita, and Don Callis ordered them to tag together on Collision. And of course, they're taking on Max Caster and Anthony Bowens. We had a vignette for Olympia as she will be taking on Mercedes Moné for the TBS Championship. Backstage, Chris Statlander told Mercedes she can ask anything on her mind and awkwardly proposed with her belt. She's still getting the flow of things. Then we had Kyle O'Reilly versus John Moxley. This was like match number 4 for them, 3 or 4, and it ended in a double count out. Kyle was always shining really well against Moxley. Marina Shafir attacked the referee after the match. She was the most dangerous person here. Darby, Mark Briscoe, and Orange Cassidy ran out to confront Mox, and the crew made the save, and Darby and the boys laid down the challenge for blood and guts. Moxley was not happy about that. We go backstage again to Mercedes actually attacking Chris Statlander. They're fighting all the way to the ring. Chris has the upper hand until Athena made the save. Willow and Hardy, well, Athena helped beat up Chris, and Willow and Harley made the save, so they will get their first match in the tournament against Mercedes and Athena next week. Excalibur promoted the upcoming title defense between Bandido and Mascara Dorada on Collision. ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. Then we had our next match in the women's tag team title tournament as the Sisters of Sin, Sky Blue, Julia Hart, were taking on Queen Aminata and Jamie Hayter. And a lot of us assumed that, it was obvious who was going to lose in the first round, and everybody assumed they were going to lose to Aminata, Jamie Hayter. But I have one rule: established teams should always beat new teams until those new teams are consistent and become established teams. Because Sky and Julia ultimately won after Thekla emerged from the ring and speared Jamie Hayter. The Sisters of Sin hit their tag team finisher on Queen Aminata, and they advance in the tournament. Then we go backstage where we get the penalty before the announcement. She says that she's hurt, she's out, tore her UCL, needs Tommy John. Megan Bain vowed vengeance and was looking for a new partner, and up stepped Marina Shafir. All right, Moxton just showed up, looked at both of them like, yeah, everyone should look out. Our main event was Hook, Samoa Joe, Ricochet, and Bobby Lashley in a fatal four-way, with the winner facing Hangman Adam Page at Full Gear for the World Championship. The story of this match was Hook was all over the place, really riled up, and people were telling him, like, slow down, calm down. The injury, the concern was there. They liked the guy, but pace yourself. Joe did it, Bobby did it. Ricochet was also just crazy doing what he does, but ultimately Samoa Joe tapped out Hook after what's his name? Ricochet hit Bobby with a steel chair, and Bobby couldn't get to the ring quick enough. Then we heard a main event segment, which was after the match, where it was supposed to be a contract signing, and we were celebrating with some people in costume and the ops, and they were like, we've seen this story, and they beat everybody up except for the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, because you remember Hangman, and it wasn't him. And after an awkward pause, Tony Schiavone got in the ring and revealed himself to be Hangman Adam Page, who ultimately took out the ops and stood tall. Over on SmackDown, this was the Saturday night's main event go-home show. This show gets a fist. We open up with just a basic segment between Jade and Tiffany hyping their match at the event on Saturday. Then we had the United States Championship match open challenge. It was originally answered by Nathan Frazer, and Ciampa wanted it, and Dragunov was like, it's first come first serve, and Frazer ultimately stepped up first. Solid match. Ilja Dragunov won. This was a really good match, actually. After the match, Ciampa attacked Frazer, and maybe we'll get an actual feud now for the United States Championship. It should be good. During the break, Axiom and Gargano were fighting during the brawl, and then Tama Tonga emerged, staring down Dragunov. Then we had Kit Wilson versus Carmelo Hayes, and this was a simple match to get Carmelo Hayes on TV to build him back up. He won in quick succession after hitting the first 48. Miz attacked him after the match. Backstage, Charlotte and Alexa mocked the Kabuki Warriors, and Charlotte was diagnosing Charlotte's behavior as classic Gemini, whatever, stupid. Aldis banned Sami Zayn from ringside for the Motor City Machine Guns versus MFT match. Cody entered the arena. Nick Aldis also confirmed that Rose versus McIntyre will be the contract signing for tonight. Nia Jax actually lost to Alexa Bliss after Charlotte got involved. Now listen, y'all know me. Alexa Bliss is fine. She's not a great wrestler. There's no way, no shot in hell she should be able to defeat Nia Jax. The MFTs backstage confronted Ray, teasing tension and setting up a match with Tama Tonga. That's Ray Phoenix. Damian Priest cut a dark promo on Aleister Black, promising punishment. And then we had a segment with Kiana James, Tiffany Stratton, and Julia. Kiana taunted Stratton for rejecting their partnership. Remember, Tiffany did beat Kiana the previous week. Julia and Chelsea arrive in green, feeling threatened by Julia's record challenger next week. And we'll see what goes down. Nikki Cross suddenly appears, scaring everybody off. Then we have the MFTs versus the Motor City Machine Guns in a solid match. But right now we're doing this thing where we're building up the MFTs, and they won the match. And our final segment, it was the contract signing for Cody and Drew. And here's why Drew McIntyre is just the best. Cody was going to sign the contract. Then Drew was like, this contract is one-sided. If Cody gets DQ'd, if he gets counted out, he could just keep the championship. And we saw what happened last week. And he's like, I'm not signing it. So Nick Aldis said, you're not going to sign it? Okay, we'll just find someone else to fight in the championship match, and Drew was like, okay, and was getting up to walk away. And Cody, being Cody, agreed to the new terms to sign the contract. Drew signed the contract. They ended up fighting, and Drew put Cody through the table. But then, of course, ladies and gentlemen, Saturday night's main event, Drew McIntyre lost because they just won't put the championship on Drew McIntyre. He just loses all of the time. Over on Collision, this was Friday Night Collision. Opening contest was the team not known as the Acclaimed, Max Cassidy and Anthony Bones, taking on Kazuchika Okada and Konosuke Takeshita. It was a good tag team match because this is what happens when you have good wrestlers. But ultimately, Bowens and Caster came to blows, allowing Okada to sneak in, hit Bones with the Rainmaker. Takeshita threw out Okada, hitting the Raging Fire on Max Caster, stealing the pin and the win. Don Callis after the match forced them to shake hands. So we were backstage with Harley and Willow, and they were like, look, we teamed up. We're a team. We got matching gear. We ain't got no name. But we gonna win. And I'm all for this squad. Backstage, we had a vignette with Tony and Mina Shirakawa. That was a black and white montage premium their censored timeless partnership. I believe they're called the jumping time bombs or jumping love bombs. Then we had the CMLL Women's Championship match as Mercedes Moné was defending against Olympia. This was a solid affair, but you knew it was a foregone conclusion. Mercedes Moné won with the statement maker on Olympia. After the match, Statlander charged during a Mercedes fled through the crowd. Backstage, Don Callis was with the Young Bucks, and even though the Bucks suffered and were sulking, Dallas offer them a $1 million 6-man tag match. They got to team up with Josh Alexander, and they'll take on Kenny Omega and the Jurassic Express at Full Gear. Now, commentaries like, why does Tony Khan keep rewarding the Young Bucks with these opportunities when they keep losing? Then we had our first match with Marina Shafir and Megan Bayne as a team, as they were taking on the debuting Miranda Alizé and Nixon Newell. You know Nixon as the former Tegan Knox in WWE. These two are great on the independent scene, so they're well known for people like me. Mox was on commentary, but this was a quick squash match, and Megan and Marina looked dangerous here. Then we, ladies and gentlemen, got our lineup for the Blood and Guts match for the women. So on one team will be the Triangle of Madness, Sky, Julia, and Thekla, Megan Bayne, Marina Shafir, and Mercedes Moné. That's shocking, but even more shocking that joining Jamie Hayter, Queen Abinata, Willa Nightingale, Harley Cameron, Tony Storm will be Chris Statlander. So the women's match actually has more than the men's match. I am excited, and of course notably missing is Tony Storm and Tay J as they are going through respective issues. Then we had LFI taking on the conglomeration team of Roddy, Commander, and Mark Briscoe, but ultimately the conglomeration won. This is just to get them a win leading into the Blood and Guts match, but the LFI will be fine. And we got a recap of the closing segment from Dynamite. Eddie Kingston was with Hook, checking on him, was like, yo, Hook, we got this. All right, we're gonna figure things out. MXM took on the Bang Bang Gang, Jay White, Juice Robinson, and Austin Gunn. It was MXM TV. Ultimately, the Bang Bang Gang fun, just a quick little fun match. It's good to have MXM TV on while you're TV. I just want more for them. And then our main event, an absolutely banger of a match, ladies and gentlemen. The Ring of Honor World Championship, Bandido defending against Mascara, Dorada. Go and watch this match. It is absolutely fantastic, ladies and gentlemen. Our matches of the week from Raw: the Women's Tag Team Championship match, Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss versus Bayley and Lyra Valkyria. From Dynamite, Orange Cassidy and Darby Allin versus the Death Rider team of Daniel Garcia and Yuta. The Fatal 4-Way, FTR, Jurassic Express, Young Bucks, and JetSpeed. The other Fatal 4-Way, Samoa Joe, Hook, Bobby Lashley, and Ricochet. From SmackDown, Ilja Dragunov versus Nathan Frazer for the United States Championship. From Collision, Mascara, Dorada versus Bandido for the Ring of Honor Men's World Championship. From New Japan Final Homecoming, Yota Tsuji versus Hiroshi Tanahashi for the IWGP Global Heavyweight Championship. From that same show, Konosuke Takeshita versus Hirooki Goto for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. And now at Wrestle Kingdom, it will be, ladies and gentlemen, Takeshita versus Tsuji, winner take all. And that's the stars of the week. Jade Cargill for becoming your new WWE Women's Champion, and CM Punk for becoming your new World Heavyweight champion. But that is our show, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Look on the screen what we got coming up. You know you can check out the socials, Charismatic Creations on Facebook and YouTube, Charismatic_Creations52 on Instagram, and of course the 215 on Twitter. I'll see you when I see you. Peace.